Time now to get excited about automotive excellence and a brave new step. For over 100 years now, Audi's history has been marked by prestige, by automotive ambition and technological excellence. Now, a new era of mobility awaits and will be driven by electric mobility. We know this. Audi is now driving the revolution with the introduction of their E-Tron fleet. It's not what we believe or hope for, it's now a global certainty. Take it on board. And backed by firm electric vehicle or EV production targets from almost every major vehicle manufacturer around the world. Henrik Wenders, Senior Vice President, is at the helm of driving the Audi brand forward into this brave new era, and he is here with us today to chat about how the brand has committed to an electric future with their recent Audi E-Tron range launch here in South Africa. Henrik, welcome to the couch.
Thank you for having me.
It's very exciting to have you here because I have been an Audi man for the longest time, so I understand the automotive excellence.
Yeah.
You have unveiled the Audi E-Tron range here in South Africa with the launch event Celebration of Progress. What are we celebrating? What does that mean to you?
In the past, sustainability and everything related to it was a compromise, was an obligation.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about an experience which is at least on the level as we know it already. So we get even more because you get a CO2 neutral drive experience. You're not damaging the planet.
Your child's planet, yeah.
Exactly. And at the same time, you can remain on this experience level. You get even more. And when it comes to the electric motor, you get so much more in terms of performance. So this is why I think you don't need to be brave. I think you just need to be interested and open-minded. And the solutions are with us, and they're damn good looking and so much fun to drive.
I love that, because ultimately it needs to be a good drive. That's at the heart of this. Now, electric mobility, it's not only sustainable, but it is very exciting when we look at the ground that's being broken there. What does the future of mobility look like for Audi? What is making you excited?
Yeah, because in this decade, we're transforming a company which is almost 112 years old.
Wow.
And transforming it after 112 years into a fully electric tech company. Because thanks to the electric motor, we will provide CO2-free emission drives. And thanks to the connectivity, thanks to 5G and in the very near future 6G, we will provide connectivity. And so this is why we will make you independent of time. So because in the past you had to drive to your meeting, you had to drive to the office. Now you can do all the meetings and calls while being on the move. So this flexibility is something we will get and which we will see and which we will experience together. And this is so exciting because it's happening at the same time. So this is why I'd like to say cars will become smart devices on wheels, right? So it's so safe to drive it, and then at the same time you connect the device and you gain so much more in terms of practicality and everyday usability.
Becomes a part of that ecosystem. I absolutely love that. I'm starting to understand this just listening to the tone in the way that you're talking, in your own attitude. You've made a very proud and bold statement that the future is an attitude. What drives the four rings, if you will, in this attitude? What is that future attitude?
I mean, when you look at Audi and look at its history, at Audi, the people always lived progress, right? So you also know the claim Vorsprung durch Technik. So to jump ahead, to jump into the unknown, to come up with bold technological solutions. So leveraging technology in order to come up with great experiences and smart solutions. And that's what we're doing. And always did and always will. But it takes an attitude to create and shape a future, a place you want to live in. It takes you and everyone out there to create it and shape it. And therefore, I think it's very important to approach the future with optimism and with a certain curiosity.
Yeah. I love that. You just need to take that next step. You've had a bit of time here in South Africa. We are, I want to say, petrol heads because we love our cars so much, but we are very much focused on the future, and we are very much wanting to embrace this. What has your impression been of South Africa? How excited have you been to be here launching the E-Tron?
I mean, first of all, you're talking to a petrol head, but at the latest, when you drive an E-Tron, or in particular an E-Tron GT, then you know you're getting so much more in terms of performance. I'm the lucky one who was able to drive an RS E-Tron GT, the strongest, strongest Audi ever built, with its overboost of, it provides up to 646 horsepower. Man.
So what everyone needs. Everyone needs it.
so this is the reason why the future is great. It's providing an amazing performance, and it will be appreciated also here in South Africa. I'm wholeheartedly convinced. Do the test drive, get behind the wheel, try it out, and then you will agree with me. It's so much fun to drive. People here are open-minded. I've been here on a regular basis. It's so great to be here again and to see the change and see this future orientation. People are investing. Every single human being, every single person is important to drive the change, to live change, and to create and shape the future. So this is why I'm so, the reason why I'm so glad to be here, to create and open this chapter with the people here in South Africa. I think in this culture, this optimism, this future orientation has always been here and always will. So this is why I think the Audi e-tron family will be appreciated, embraced in South Africa, and I look forward to come back and to look at the numbers and look at the experiences and the feedback together.
Sorry, I just couldn't stop thinking about the car that you drive, man. I'm just so jealous. It is amazing. I think there is definitely a resonance with this attitude. I feel it as a South African. I understand where you're coming from. You have made me incredibly excited today, so thank you so much for that. But I would imagine there are a lot of people ready to take that next step. They don't need to be brave. They just need to do it and embrace it.
Please do it and let us know how you feel and what you like. Also what you disliked, because there's always a room for improvement, but we will do our best to provide the most exciting form of mobility also in the upcoming 112 years.
Because that's living progress. Henry, thank you so much. What an absolute pleasure being able to meet you and your team. The future is an attitude, and the Audi e-tron is the next exciting step toward a progressive future. So why not join them on this electric evolution, if you will, this revolution, and be a part of a sustainable future.